Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bunnysays, and I'd like to welcome you to a new Let's Play. I don't know if I ever said this before, but I don't believe I have. But I'm a very big Sherlock Holmes fan. But I've never played any of the PC games, just read the books and the like. And but I heard good things about this, so I thought I'd give it a try. In this case, the Let's Play will be the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. Now, I know some people have had some problems with it. All I did was install the latest NVIDIA physics drivers, and I found a post detailing how to do that and everything, and what else you needed. It wasn't just the physics drivers, it was something else as well, but I'll put it up in the description in case anybody wants to take a look. I'll put up the link to the post. So far it seems I came in to just check the game ahead of time. And of course they checked the sound options. So I wanted to check the game ahead of time and make sure everything was okay, and that it actually ran. So other than options, there's the usual setup and the like. I had to turn the music off. I tried doing a little test patch for YouTube, and it kept saying, of course, that it's copyrighted. So I think that just from now on, I'm just going to turn music off. And every Let's Play I do, it seems to be just flat out. If you have music going, it's just, that's it. It's it's a shame. The music seemed to be nice, moody, and sort of classical. It surprised me because I thought it was just classical music. So yeah. In this case, this will be a little bit quieter than usual, I guess. Let's start with a new game. Well,
Watson, my dear fellow, we can now go and inform the Marquis that we have found the Samoan necklace, and very much faster than Inspector Baines, too, which pleases me.
Have you really solved the theft, Holmes? And so quickly?
I have indeed, Watson, and believe me, it was completely unnecessary to spread out all over London, as our friend Baines thought was best. He likes to boast that his methods are equal to mine, but once again the outcome has contradicted him.
After all these years of accompanying you upon your investigations, I thought that by now I should be reasonably capable of following your train of thought. But in this particular case, I must admit that I don't understand anything at all.
Ah, you see, but you do not observe, Watson. There lies the difference. It is a matter of course.
A matter of course? In the middle of the night, when everyone is fast asleep, the service bell within that room rings out and alerts the servants. They dress quickly and come running, but the door is locked and there is a strong smell of burning from within. A few seconds later, the master of the house himself, the robbed Marchioness's husband, the Marquis of Conyngham, arrives and unlocks the door using the sole key. A fire has started inside the room, but they have managed to arrive in time to put it out. It is at that moment that the Marquis realizes that the famous Samoan necklace, which had been safe within its glass cabinet only a few hours earlier, has now disappeared.
In order to explain, let us confirm my theory before the arrival of Inspector Baines.
wow, I'm really impressed by this. Excuse me. This is is incredibly much more than I expected. I didn't think it would look this good. The graphics look really nice. The decor is fantastic. The paintings on the wall, the wallpaper, and in particular their outfits, just really wonderful. I mean, lighting looks nice. I mean, this is much more impressive than I expected from this game, to be honest. I really thought it would be much poorer looking, to be honest. And I'm really impressed by the look of Sherlock Holmes himself. He looks pretty much the way you would expect. He's expected to look in the books. I think he's supposed to be a little bit taller, but matter of fact, I know he's supposed to look a little taller and a little more angular, but I love his vest and the clothing. Watson's clothes look incredibly nice as well. I mean, impressive as well. It looks. Well, okay. Okay, yes, this is third person. Okay. Let me do one thing. I'm going to turn the voices down a tiny bit. The speaking volumes. That should be it. Let's resume. This whole, oh god, this whole room looks really impressive. Even the water effects look pretty nice. In the aquarium. Yes, he looks really great. I mean, okay, wait a minute. Okay, it says look at the broken showcase and click on it. Okay, yep.
This window was cut with a diamond. A clean, discreet piece of work. This is where the necklace was.
See how tiny the hole is, and not one fingerprint upon the window.
Okay, alright, you always interact with right mouse button. Left mouse button, excuse me. After a clue is examined, the icon will turn green. Okay, I noticed that. Please move Sherlock Holmes near the left window. You should see two clue icons simultaneously. Okay, let's turn the voice back up a little bit. Excuse me, I'll try to fix that. My throat's a little off. Today. Okay. Let's go over here. Okay, we have two clues, it looks like. To enter examination mode with multi-zone, press left mouse button. You can switch cursor between items using WASD. Look at both clues now. Okay. Examination mode multi-zone. Okay. What does that mean? Okay, I'm guessing to multi-zone, I guess, is a word for just an explanation for an area with multiple clues on it. I'm just pressing W and S and looking at the top and the bottom clue here. Let's look at this window clue here first.
A mark undoubtedly made by a diamond. Someone tried to cut the glass, but he was interrupted.
Therefore, the thief tried to escape through the window, but he was interrupted.
Well, maybe not necessarily. Okay. No, let's go back to the... Okay, there we go. Bottom clue.
All the windows are locked. They've not been forced.
Okay, so wow, that drapery looks impressive. So somebody was... okay, so there was somebody inside. There was... Okay. Now we're trying to get out. The windows are locked. They have individual locks. Okay, that's... Okay. Go to the chimney. You will see the hand icon on the magnifying glass. Take it by clicking on it. Alright, let's have a look at that. The chimney. Okay, oh, here we go. Okay. Let's get this. Okay, we have a magnifying glass now, I guess. You can open your inventory by clicking the right mouse button. While playing, you could always activate any of your items from your inventory by rolling the central wheel of your mouse. Oh, okay. Ah, there we go. Let's see. Oh, it's Watson's bag. That's pretty nice. John H. Watson, MD. We have an inventory here with a matches, pocket knife, and a magnifying glass. Okay, what's this? The Marquis room, music room, stolen dowry. Okay, I guess, well, this is British, so we should use the British, the Marquis's room. Here is the, what is this? Okay, I'm not sure what these are. These icons are at the bottom here. A couple of them are blank. Okay, this menu is not available. This was just the dialogue we talked about. I don't know what this is. Some badges, I guess. I guess every time you end a chapter or something, you get a badge. When is this bomb diffuser? You can never resist the touch of the dramatic. Prison break. A trusty comment is always of use. Well done. And yet, one got away. Really, what is... I guess these are different badges for doing different things. Okay. There's our inventory. We have a magnifying glass, pocket knife. Can I pick it up and look at it? Or... okay, guess not. Near the piano. Okay, let me go back to the magnifying glass. Near the piano, some music scores are on the floor. You can activate an item by selecting it in your inventory or directly in the game by scrolling the central wheel of your mouse. Okay, yep, I see that. Use the magnifying glass on the scores near the piano. Okay. Okay, you know what, one thing I will do is turn down the ambient volume a bit. Okay, let's resume. Okay. Okay, here's the piano. In the aquarium, in the divider. Okay, let's look at the...
Let us examine the crumpled scores that have fallen off the piano.
Okay, how do I do that? Look for clues. How do I... oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, oh, good. Okay. Pick up the magnifying glass and look at the scores. They have stains all over them. Oh, look at that. There's a big handprint on it. Actually, that's a little tiny handprint.
These sooty prints were left by a tiny hand.
I don't understand why these music scores are covered with soot.
hear somebody was trying to burn the music scores in the fireplace, and they started a fire, maybe? Okay, what do we have here? Press R, our middle mouse button, to switch to first person mode. Oh wow. Oh wow, you could actually play in first person mode. That's really interesting. Use WASD or keep left mouse button pressed to move your character. Oh, you just hold the left mouse button down and he walks. Really? Keep pressing left shift will make your character run. Press R to switch to point and click mode. Okay, what is that? Okay, what is going on here? To move the character just left, click on the destination you want to reach. To run in the desired direction, double click somewhere. To switch back to third person view, press R. Oh, really? No kidding. Well, this is impressive. He runs. Oh my god, he does. There are 3 different views for this game. There's the over-the-shoulder regular, free view, like over-the-shoulder free view, where you can look around and you're looking over Sherlock Holmes' shoulder, or any of the active characters' shoulders. Then there's the first-person view, and then there's this view where you have a view of the room. There's a point-and-click view. You have a view of the room. You could just like click on the ground somewhere in the room, and it'll move the character there. And you could double click and it'll run there. Yeah, that's really impressive. I don't need the point and click one, but really just the third person in the first person view is pretty dramatic. To make a character move faster, press and hold left shift. Okay. Oh, no kidding, he runs, okay. By pressing space, you will activate Sherlock Holmes' sixth sense. It will show you a hint not yet discovered. Oh, okay, there's something on the fireplace there. Oh, okay, there's several. Let me change my point of view here. You can now search for other clues in the room. Oh, there's several clues here. There's 4 clues here. Next to the fireplace here, there are 4 different clues. Okay, let's start here by looking at the soot.
Footprints! You are not going to get on your knees to examine them.
There is no need. It is soot. The servants must have trodden in it while they were putting out the fire.
Okay. Let's turn their voices up a tiny bit more. Right there, that should be good. Okay, that was what we had in that before, but I like hearing their voices. Okay, let's look at the fireplace. That's what I want to look at.
Heading towards his chosen escape route, probably the window, the thief knocked over the stool, which then caught fire.
But why didn't he try to put the fire out at once?
That's a good question. Maybe because he wanted it as a distraction, or like I said, maybe he's burning the musical scores. He needed to keep the fire going.
Strange. There are some objects here that have been knocked over.
Okay, on the mantelpiece is a couple of, like a candelabra and a statue. of a horse, and it's knocked over, and there's a bell pull. Let's take a look at that.
The fire started here, just beneath the bell pull.
Whoever pulled the cord would have had his feet in the fire, unless it was pulled before the fire started.
That's so strange. So the person started the fire. They grabbed the Samoan necklace, which I have no idea what that is yet, from here, walked over here, knocked over the stool into the fireplace, and then pulled, well no, they pulled the bell pull, then started a fire? Why would they pull the bell pull at all? Okay, let's take a look at this. This looks like a curio cabinet.
The chest
maybe?
wasn't opened. The necklace wasn't in it.
Okay, it's a chest. Okay, is there anything else here we're missing? Or... Okay, let's look at this. That's what I was looking at, that thing on the floor. I thought it was a scroll.
These documents are not very interesting, even though they're addressed to the Minister of Maritime Affairs.
The Marquis himself.
Okay, some... no, it's... Oh, the aquarium.
A
Okay, let's
candle.
look at this.
It must have fallen from the chandelier.
Okay, yep, there's one candle missing, so they... Maybe it just fell, or... No, that's sort of strange. Why would it fall? Why would just one candle fall? Yeah, it's too much of a coincidence. Okay, let's look at the aquarium here.
Not very well kept, this aquarium. I can see a dead fish floating on the surface.
Oh, he's right. Dead fish right on the top there. Okay, is there anything else? Oh, what was that? I saw something.
This draft screen makes an ideal hiding place.
As the theft was committed at night, I conclude that the thief hid himself behind the draft screen and waited until he was alone in the room.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too. The draft screen, somebody was hiding behind it. Because the room is locked, so... Right? I mean, the windows are all locked, the room is locked, so...
When the servants arrived at the door, having been alerted by the bell, they saw evidence of the theft and the fire, but they didn't see the thief.
This door is very hard to force. The Marquis is the only person to have the key. The thief could not get out through here until eventually, when the door was opened by the servants.
Ah, so maybe the thief started the... Well... The thief started the fire... Knocked over something, started the fire, maybe used the candle to start the fire in the fireplace, and then, or just maybe the fire was going and he started the fire, hid behind the draft screen again, and then when the servants were basically putting out the fire and stuff, the thief ran out through the door, but really, could they just... How could a person sneak out of the door without being seen? I mean, if they were... Yeah, because this fireplace is right... It's not very far from the door. That would be pretty difficult to sneak out without being somebody seeing you. Not so sure about this.
What do you think, Holmes?
Let us search the room before the police get here. We might throw some light onto all this.
Okay, so I guess that means I need to search the room more. Okay, I looked at the windows. Oh, what's this?
All the windows are locked. They've not been forced.
Yeah, and that... Okay, so somebody was trying to get out through the... How are they getting it out through the window, through a little hole? so... Oh, what's going on here?
Strange. There aren't any prints. Yet I'm sure that the thief hid here.
No prints.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. You're already here.
Good morning, Inspector. You've arrived just in time.
Scotland Yard arrives like the cavalry, always in the nick of time. Ah, but I know that satisfied expression, Mr. Holmes. Have you already solved the case?
It's possible.
We have retraced the thief's rather unusual footsteps. He is a true acrobat. But what I cannot understand is that when the servants entered the room, there was no one to be seen. An acrobat,
Okay.
perhaps, but an invisible one? I do not think so.
The only explanation is that the thief escaped before the servants arrived.
Hi, I'm Bunnysays, and I'd like to explain something. YouTube, for some reason, keeps on putting a copyright strike against this one section. This one specific section that has no music, no nothing. It's a 3-minute section where Sherlock Holmes is explaining the theft of the Samoan necklace. Now, I've tried and tried and tried, and I literally put in like 6 to 8 hours trying to get rid of it. But I have no idea why it keeps on saying it's copyrighted. Maybe it's a specific character's voice, or I don't know. But in the meantime, the only thing I could come up with was to delete that entire section. Now it's only about 3 minutes, and it's only an explanatory exposition telling you what happened. Now I'll quickly tell you what happened myself, so you won't miss anything. There was apparently a monkey that hid behind the drafts board, and when the coast was clear, the monkey's owner blew a whistle for the monkey to act, and the monkey climbed over, used a piece of a diamond, a small piece of a diamond, to cut out the glass case and get the Samoan necklace. And then it was going to escape, and it knocked over some parts of some pieces on the mantelpiece and started a fire. And it swung along the bell pull, pulling the bell pull, and tried to get to the window and try to cut a hole to escape, but the servants kept running, and the servants turned around and started coming in, so the monkey hid itself in the chandelier, knocking a candle down, and it dropped the necklace. It dropped the necklace, killing a fish in the aquarium, and it dropped the necklace in the aquarium. Now it hid there until the servants were trying to put out the fire in the fireplace, and it ran off and took off. And of course, Sherlock Holmes realizes that the necklace is right there in the aquarium, and he pulls it out. So that's what you missed. There was a 3-minute segment, and that was all that happened. He just explains what happened, and I pretty much told you exactly the way it was. It's unfortunate. I have no idea why, and I spent hours and hours, I mean literally 6 to 8 hours, trying to circumvent this copyright claim, and I have no idea why it was there. I don't know if it was because of a specific actor's voice, or I turned the music off and I did everything I could, but it just kept saying it was. It just kept claiming it. So I was sick of it, and I didn't want to have it there, and so cut out that part. I specifically cut out that time, that 3.5 minutes, and I'm going to replace it with this. So I hope that you're okay with this, and that it's a good enough explanation. It's a very quick, it's just a period of 3-minute explanation, expository, just telling you how the monkey got the necklace. Really, that's it. So let's get back to the game, and I hope you forgive me for this. So thank you. There it is. Oh, it's a pearl necklace. Quite fabulous looking too.
Marquis, here is your necklace, intact, just a little wet.
Mr. Holmes, this brilliant demonstration does credit to your reputation.
Thank you so much, Marquis. Do you wish to verify the authenticity of your jewel?
No, I recognize it. I have spent many hours admiring it, you know.
Good. I will return it to its box, and...
Inspector, a bank has just been held up. You must follow me at once. Orders of Scotland Yard.
What times.
Sirs, duty calls. My regards, Marquis. And well done again, Mr. Holmes.
There, the necklace is in its box. We've lost enough time here. Let's go home, Watson.
Ah, very well, as you wish. A good day to you, Marquis.
With pleasure, gentlemen. And once again, thank you.
Okay, so he had a cabinet to show off the necklace. I can understand that. And he puts it in a safe, I guess, at nighttime or whatever. So, now we're back to... Oh, okay, we're back on Baker Street. The home of the boarding place of Sherlock
This
Holmes
morning's
Watson.
newspaper. Holmes, have you read this article about you?
No, Watson, not yet, and I won't have time to.
Read it before you leave. It's outrageous.
If you insist.
Really? Oh, okay. We're in the frame. Oh, wow, no kidding. There's, okay. If you don't know from the story, this is a sort of famous thing. There's a bullet holes that Sherlock Holmes. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Oh, the dancing men. Oh my God, they put a lot of detail into this. For people who know the stories and stuff and who've read the stories, these are fairly, that's a V and an R. Oh, this is quite amazing. I really like this. This is really impressive. They put a little Toby. Oh, there's people outside. Okay. I don't remember any Toby, but... Oh, is that the picture of the woman? It's a map of Britain. There's... Wow. Very nice. Still ways. Okay, I don't want to leave yet. I'm still admiring the room here. Is that Reichenbach Falls there in the painting, or? Okay. Alright. That's enough admiring. I love this. Little sitting sofa, and this is really impressive. Okay, let's talk to...
Read the paper, Holmes.
Okay, alright, let's read the paper. Okay, September 1898, Globe Explorer newspaper. The Globe Explorer. Sherlock Holmes at the Marquess of Cunningham. Sherlock Holmes at the home of the Marquess of Cunningham. The investigation is a fiasco. Okay, yesterday the celebrated detective Sherlock Holmes was invited to the manor of the Marquess of Cunningham to supply his conclusions. Following his investigation into the disappearance of the priceless Samoan necklace, it should be recalled that the lady called in the detective after the police, appearing flummoxed in the face of the astonishing circumstances surrounding the theft. Okay. Indeed, the valuable piece of jewelry disappeared while the door to the room in which it was displayed was locked. The alarm was raised by the servants, alerted by the room service bell ringing out during the night. Okay, we know all this. When the Marquis, the only person in possession of the key, opened the door, everyone rushed in to extinguish the fire that had started before it was noticed that the necklace had mysteriously vanished. Okay. The most astonishing factor is that no thief was found within the room, and all the exits were closed. As usual, Mr. Holmes resolved the case in the twinkling of an eye, and the jewel was recovered. Yeah, so what's going on? I will not waste my time on the various explanations as to the disappearance, because I would prefer to draw your attention, dear readers, to the last surprising developments in the case. Following the departure of Sherlock Holmes, who placed the necklace in the safe himself, the Marquis noticed that the jewel was nothing but a poor copy of the original. No, he looked at it. He said it was okay. Let it not be forgotten that the Samoan necklace, although plain without ornament, is unique because of the rarity of its pearls, pearls which are found only in a small part of the lagoon of the archipelago of the same name, to which scientists attribute their exceptional quality to the strong density of crystal aragonite that they are made of. The priceless necklace, brought here at the beginning of the century by Lord Fenton-Narwick, the Marquess's grandfather and an eminent explorer, should have been part of her daughter's dowry for her marriage to the Duke of Newcastle. So I'm going to place a simple question. Has something to... The Marquess's grandfather and eminent explorer should have been part of her daughter's dowry for her marriage to the Duke of Newcastle. Really? This must have something to do with the daughter and the father. There's only one possible explanation. One of the two of them must have switched it at some point, because there's no way. He looked at it and examined it and said it was the right one. And Inspector Baines was there at the same time, so he can vouch for that. So I am going to place a simple question. Should we not, in all open-mindedness, ask ourselves if the necklace was not simply and deliberately exchanged for a fake by Mr. Holmes himself? I am aware, dear readers, that the brutality of this question, without any preconceptions, may certainly shock some of you. But the facts are there, and our thoughts and judgments should not be confused with regard to which we all share with the regard which we all share for the famous detective. It is not the first time that the Globe Explorer has expressed its reservations as to Sherlock Holmes's methods. Do not forget our counter-investigation into the escape of Arsène Lupin, the Frenchman who took malign pleasure in tarnishing the image of the royal family, and who, by lucky chance, managed to elude capture by Mr. Holmes. At the time, we did not hesitate to consider a tacit complicity on the part of the latter. For those who are familiar with Mr. Holmes, it is quite apparent that his character traits show more of the opportunistic and brilliant usurper than that of an altruistic defender of the law. I would draw the attention of our readers to the suggestion that the description of this gentleman provided by his friend Dr. John Watson through his stories is a long way from the truth. Indeed, his behavior is derisive, contemptuous, haughty, and offensive towards the police. Okay, that's actually all true. And in particular towards Inspector Baines. He wasn't being very mean to Inspector Baines there, I thought. and in particular towards Inspector Baines, replacing Inspector Lestrade, who is currently convalescent, and an habitual abuser of narcotics such as heroin and cocaine. Okay, that part is true too. This is why, dear readers, it is important to disregard Sherlock Holmes's good reputation in order to form an objective opinion, and to ask the pertinent questions. Was the necklace that Holmes found already a fake? No, the Marquis himself said it was the correct one. And he said he examined it many times. If that was the case, why did he not mention it? And why should he insist on placing it back within the safe himself? He didn't insist on it. The Marquis said it is fine, so he put it in. Has the detective some unsavory interest in this affair, or is it a simple case of deceit in order to steal the extraordinary Samoan necklace? Now, why would Sherlock Holmes need to steal this necklace? It is up to you, dear readers, to form your own opinions, but you can count upon your humble servants to continue revealing the public to the doubtful methods and motivations of one who in the future I shall not hesitate to call Sherlock Holmes the usurper. To be continued. Oh, folly. Okay. Oh, okay, there's another story here. The ancestry of Prince Woodville recognized. The Lords Committee, set up in order to verify Prince Woodville's legitimacy, made its conclusions public last night. Without surprise, the prince's title was confirmed. As rumors suggested, in return of an unfavorable opinion by the committee, the prince would have abandoned any claim to the inheritance of the present royal family, as well as any political activity. Oh, so they verified him. This is Prince Woodville. The young man, now aged 28, read history and law at Oxford, with a diploma in philosophy. He spent most of his childhood in France, where he acquired a considerable knowledge of the culinary arts. Okay. He's a cook. Okay. A chef. Well, for those who might think this is a handicap, well, not for British food. When integrating into British high society, let me remind you that he is now also outstanding on the polo field and plays the bagpipes quite beautifully. Finally, we should add that lately he has become actively involved in charity work in aiding the poor. Well, he sounds pretty nice, actually. Byline by J.B. Good. Okay, is there any more? Okay.
Prince Woodville, French culinary expert and bagpipe player, might be our next king. That's not so shocking, my dear fellow.
You know exactly to which article I'm referring, Holmes. How can Farley dare to tarnish your reputation like that?
That's true.
You know, Watson, that wherever glory walks, jealousy is bound to follow. As for the forgery of the necklace, I suspect that we shall soon be enlightened in this regard. Come in, Inspector Baines. The door's open.
What? Oh.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. How did you know I was here?
You are one of our rare visitors who avoids the second-to-last step of the stairs, which creaks dreadfully. And if I add the clinking of the handcuffs at your belt, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, Inspector?
Have you read that rag?
Yes. It's slander,
Inspector,
actually.
can you explain this slander? Has the necklace of the Samoas really been replaced by a fake?
I don't know how the reporter got hold of the information, but it's true. About the necklace, of course. I wouldn't permit myself to question the integrity and honesty of Mr. Holmes.
The necklace is a forgery? Impossible! I saw the Marquis authenticated before my very eyes, before Holmes returned it to its place.
Mr. Holmes, the Marquis believes Osmond Farley's theory. I shouldn't be surprised if the reporter isn't behind all this slander about you. He's a freelancer, well known for his explosive and subjective articles. In any case, the Marquis assures us that you were the last person to have the necklace in your hands.
Let's return to the Marquis's house, Holmes. I'm sure that we'll have no trouble in taking apart this theory.
It is unnecessary. Such allegations collapse on their own, like one of Mrs. Hudson's soufflés. Let us leave the police to solve this problem and turn our attention to the matters in hand.
Perhaps you are right, Holmes.
Wait a second. Inspector Baines was in the room. He was standing right there when the Marquis said it was his necklace.
Inspector, I assume that you have the fake necklace with you. It's why you're here. Your superiors would like me to examine it.
Indeed. They would like you to confirm or deny putting this fake in the box.
Can't that wait?
Right.
I must go to the house of Lord Peregrine Maitland, the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
I knew it, the Marchioness. I bet it has something to do with... Now, the necklace is her dowry. So maybe maybe she's hiding it so she doesn't have to marry this guy?
And the Marchioness?
She is beside herself. Without the necklace, her marriage is compromised. It is the principal item of the young woman's dowry.
Yes.
What a lovely marriage.
Maybe the father is doing that. Well,
Holmes, forgive me for insisting, but don't you want to examine the fake jewellery?
Watson,
Yes.
I have an appointment, and it's out of the question that I arrive late.
well,
It
you
will
can
only
just look
take you a
at it.
couple of minutes. You really must quell the suspicions put forward in this appalling article. If you will allow me, Inspector?
Be my guest.
Very well.
Okay. Well. Okay. I'm going to stop the file here. We're getting on late. I will probably keep these episodes to, roughly a half hour. A little bit more than that, maybe 40 minutes or something. But this seems like a good place to pause. So, I guess next time we'll look at the necklace and see what's going on. There's the necklace on the table, I guess. But obviously there's something going on because the Marquis said that it was his, and he confirmed it and allowed us to put it in the safe. Obviously, we didn't do some kind of switcheroo. So, well, I guess we'll see you next time. So, thank you for joining me. This Bunnysays. I hope you enjoyed this and found it sort of fun and relaxing, and you can hopefully you'll join me next time and we'll find out what's going on here. So, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.